Okay, the last member conference we have tonight is rather serious. Morgan was arrested this past weekend for driving while intoxicated. From what we know, she spent the evening downtown and was driving back to the house when she was stopped by the police. Other members of the Greek community have posted about this on social media, and it's come out that she's in Kappa.
We need to approach this topic both from the aspect that we care about and are worried about Morgan, but also from the standpoint that as members of KKG, we wear our letters all the time and need to be cognizant that our behavior can reflect poorly on the chapter and the organization.
Now, Jess is Morgan's big, so she's going to take a step back during this conference in an effort to remain partial. Is there someone who's willing to take a larger role during the conference?
I can do that.
Okay, great. I really want the beginning of this conference to be asking if she is okay and see what's going on. Once we know the full extent of everything, we can move on to discussing the Kappa side of things. Are there any questions about that?
Are we allowed to ask what's going on with her arrest?
Since we already know about it through social media, we can ask about it. But depending on where she is in the process and if she has a lawyer, she may not be able to discuss much. I think as long as we confirm that she is taking the necessary steps to handle the legal ramifications of her actions, we're okay.
Okay, good question, Essie. Anything else?
I don't know if this is relevant, but I reviewed our files, and last year we met with Morgan regarding her behavior out in the bars and how that was reflecting poor on us as an organization. She was placed on a 4-week probation at that time.
Oh, that's a great thing to mention. We'll make sure to go over it with her again. Whitney, will you grab her? Hey Morgan, thank you for making the time to come in to see us tonight. We saw a post online regarding what happened this weekend, and we wanted to speak with you to see how you are doing and what happened. We recognize that social media does not always have all of the facts.
Well, if you saw the post, then you know what happened. I was arrested Friday night for a DUI.
Can you tell us what led to you getting behind the wheel after drinking?
I met with a group of friends from my econ class downtown to celebrate after a hard test. I was just planning on having one drink because I was meeting my boyfriend after for dinner and a movie, but he ended up canceling, so I guess I stayed and I wasn't paying attention to how much I was drinking and how little I was eating.
We're just really concerned that you thought it would be okay to get behind the wheel of a car after you had been drinking. You could have been seriously injured or someone else could have gotten hurt.
Before I left, I had a glass of water, thinking that would help. I honestly thought it was okay to drive home, but the officer who stopped me said I ran a red light. I guess it was just stupid, but I didn't want to risk my car getting towed.
Are you taking care of the legal side of things?
Yes, I've spoken with my parents and they've hired a lawyer, so I can't really go much more into details.
Okay, we understand that and respect the need to keep that confidential. However, I do want to talk about the rules that you've broken regarding the situation. You've broken both the chapters and fraternity rules regarding legal compliance. You've also injured the name of KKG by those actions, which goes against the member commitment statement that you've signed. Do you have any questions about that?
Look, I get that I messed up, but I wasn't at a Kappa event nor coming from a Kappa event, so I don't really understand why standards is involved.
It's really important to remember that we wear our letters all the time, even outside of Kappa events. And unfortunately, your arrest was publicized and now posts are associating Kappa with what happened. Just because you weren't specifically at an event of ours that night doesn't mean you don't have to uphold our standards.
And you've met with the committee last year regarding how your behavior reflects on all of us and was placed on probation then.
Do you have anything else to add before we discuss what steps we will be taking?
I just don't think it's that big of a deal. It's not like I was the only one arrested on Friday night. Other students were too.
Okay, thank you. Can you please step outside for a few minutes? Right now the committee is going to consider all that you've said in this meeting and we'll come get you once the committee is done discussing. Okay, I think we're going to want to discuss this a bit before we vote. Who would like to go first?
I don't think she really understands the gravity of the situation. Kappa's name is all over the internet with pictures of Morgan in handcuffs and talking to the police.
I think she does understand the situation, she just doesn't like to appear weak. I get not wanting to show that you're scared, but she actually said that she doesn't think it's a big deal.
I agree, I don't think she's taking this seriously.
But she's a second semester senior. What can we really do? She's going to graduate soon.
Just because it's her last semester doesn't mean she has any different options from the rest of the women in her chapter. You can still choose to take no action, give her a warning, place her on probation, or pursue loss of membership. If she is placed on probation past graduation, then her case will be referred to the Director of Standards and Fraternity Council to remove the probation and place her back in good standing.
Carly, you said that she's been in previously for her behavior in public. I think that we should seriously consider loss of membership. We don't want new members to see this while Googling our chapter and then think this is what we stand for.
Okay, let's take a vote. Since everyone appears to be scattered, we're going to do a private ballot vote. Please write your option on the paper and hand it to Kate. If y'all could just...
Okay, we didn't have a clear winner, but did have a majority vote for probation or loss of membership.
Okay, since loss of membership requires approval from our Director of Standards, Colette, I'm going to recommend we hold off on making any further decisions until I can talk to her. We'll schedule a follow-up meeting with Morgan for next week. Whitney, can you please go get her? Thank you, Morgan, for waiting on us. We as a committee feel the need to take a little more time to discuss our options. We would like to meet with you this same time next week. Does that work with your schedule?
Sure, that's fine.
Please remember that this meeting is confidential and you should not discuss this with anyone else. Also, if there's anything you need between now and next week, let us know. Have a good night.
Thanks, Morgan.
See you.